Hey guys, this is Oz from Casual Duelist channel, and Jap's in the background doing Jap stuff, and replying to all your sub-tier questions. And today I thought I'd bring you an archetype that I've always kind of liked, in theory, and it's they recently just got some new support in Legendary Duelist, I believe is the name, and to be timely on this channel, thought I might as well go over this deck, and maybe we'll go over some more too, because all their supported archetypes kind of seem kind of fun. So these are ROIDS, if you can't tell, and mixed ROIDS, one of the new cards we got. And so I tried to build a deck, and I haven't got the cards because I wanted to figure out the deck list first and not waste as much money. And I don't know if I'm actually going to build this because this is not a good deck. And I don't know if there's something I'm missing. It's very possible. I'm not like an expert on ROIDS or machines or anything. So please feel free to comment below if you have some helpful ideas on how to build this deck better. So I thought I might as well go through the deck itself, and then I'll explain some of my choices. So your highest level monster, highest attack, main deck monster, Armoroid. Distributed using at least one Roid, he can banish all, or he does banish all spells and traps. It's not optional. It's not very good to activate that, especially if you have the field spell up, because that kind of sucks. But the reasoning for using him is because you're playing 3 Mixeroid, one of the new Roids. So Wind, level 4, 0 attack, 2200 defense. He tributes one machine monster, that can be any machine. Special summon one non-wind Roid monster from your deck. So he can't summon himself, can't summon speed Roids. So I think that's really the only reason why you do that. The other effect is in the graveyard, you can pay half your life points and then banish any number of machine monsters from your graveyard, including this card, colon, or semicolon. And that's a terrible spot for that, because if they negate that, then you just kind of lost a lot. You special summon one Roid from your extra deck, special summon one Roid fusion monster with the same level as the number that you banish. So if you banish 5, including himself, you special summon Parasite Roid, which is right here, which is most likely what you're going to be doing. So you play 3 of them, and the reason you play Armoroid is because you contribute him and then summon Armoroid out of the deck. So you basically just get a 2700 beast deck. Pretty underwhelming, but it's one of the best plays I can do. Along with that, you play one of the classics, Express Roid. I think he's always been played at 2 in every profile since like 2013. I've been looking up a lot of profiles for some like maybe old ideas, and most people play him at 2, and that's always been consistently the case. When he's summoned, you can target 2 Roid monsters from your graveyard, except for his own self, and add them to your hand. Usually what people did back in the day was him with Ambulance Roid on the field. You would special summon whatever you added. I don't play Ambulance Roid. You could, but I don't, because this is kind of like a turbo-ish build, which is pitiful. But yeah, I just don't think Ambulance Roid really helps much, and he kind of clogs the hands even worse than they already get. But it's when he's summoned, so you can be flip summoned, special summoned, normal summoned. So Mixeroid summoning him out of the deck would trigger that. So keep that in mind. But it has to be 2 Roids. It has to be 2. So it can't add up to 2. That would be cool. But most of the time, that effect, I think he's kind of underwhelming in this build. In Roids, in pure Roids, he kind of makes sense, but in this build, I don't know. I'm kind of debating that. So after that, I play one Truck Roid, which I know some people don't usually play. I think he's kind of cool. He's Earth, level 4, 1000 attack, 2000 defense. When you choose a monster, opponent's monster of battle, and sends it to the graveyard, you can equip that destroy monster to him. He gains attack equal to the combined attack of all monsters equipped by this effect. So it isn't just one equip, he can keep doing that. And yeah, he has 1000 attack, so you might be thinking, how do you do that? But with the field spell, which I'll be ready to talk about, he can actually do something. I don't know. I've never gotten it off. I mean, I have, but not recently, and playtesting with actual people and not bots. So he's kind of weird, but I think you should have another name for Mixeroid, and because you tribute Mixeroid, summon another Roid, and then kind of fuse with that, and then you have more Roids in the graveyard to banish for his other effect. So I think that's kind of the reason why I play him. But you could also play something like Steamroid. I think Steamroid's kind of cool. You can be 2300 on your turn, and then he's 1300 on your opponent's turn. So that's kind of bad. But yeah, I think either one's kind of cool as a one-of. Next, you play Speedroid Manko, which I know Speedroid is wind. So you're kind of thinking, why do you play this? Because no synergy. But the field spell can add any Roid card, including Speedroids. So you can add him off that. You can tribute him with Mixeroid. You can banish him with Mixeroid's other effect, because he banishes just machines, not Roids, in the graveyard. Also, he's a level 4, so you can do ranking, XYZing into your guy at X, because that's like the best generic machine card. And also he's basically a battle fader, but not really. Doesn't end the battle phase, but switches everything to defense position. So he's kind of cool. He's really power corrupt and not that good anymore. But 2014 would be like, hey, he's pretty cool. And that's all this deck can really do. So next I play 1 silver and 1 gold gadget for XYZ plays. You probably should know what they do. Next I play the Symphonic Engine. So I play triple guitar, whatever you call them, and 1 mics. It's basically just a brilliant fusion. You get an extra normal summon. You also get a 2300 level, 2300 attack, level 5 machine monster on the side of the field. So that kind of opens up for infinity plays, as well as you can pop him with Mixeroid, and you can also pop Guitarra in the spell and trap zone with the field spell, because he has to pop a card, or it has to pop a card to add a Roid card. So that's what I usually do, is you kind of start with Guitarra, summon mics, so you get the extra normal summon, and then Guitarra is kind of dead in the spell and trap zone, so you just pop it. It's pretty cool. I think that's a cute little combo you can do in this deck. Next, some hand traps. I own 2 Ghost Ogres and a Maxi, so I'm playing 2 Ghost Ogres and a Maxi. Yeah, that's just kind of preference. If you can think of something better to replace this with, let me know. But to kind of keep it somewhat competitive, you have to play, support cards and some generically good cards. So with spells, you get Megaroid City, one of the new cards. It can target one other card you control, destroy it, and if you do, add a Roid card from your deck to your hand. And then during damage calc, if a Roid monster battles, you can send 1 Roid from deck to graveyard, switch attack and defense of the battling Roid monster. They can only both be activated once per turn. So if you have 3 Roids and they're all getting attacked, you can only do that for 1 Roid. I think that was a very bad decision on their part, on Konami's part. But it is what it is. You can only use each effect of this name once per turn also, so if they stop the first effect, if they like MST or search effect, and you have another Megaroid City in hand, you can activate the city. You can't activate any of the effects. Well, you can activate the second one, but you can't reactivate the first one. And when you activate either effect for the rest of the turn, or for the whole turn, you can't summon anything from the extra deck except for fusions. So linking and Xing are a nombo. It's just, there's so many problems with this deck, really. But it's a really good card if you get the right combo, which is like a 4-card combo, so that's unlikely. Play Terraforming for consistency. You play Vehicroid Connection Zone because it's a fusion spell, and fusions from, it's basically poly, but also the fusion materials. The fusion monster that you summon can't be destroyed by card effects, and its effects can't be negated, so that's a little nice, kind of protect from Strike and Dark Hole and whatnot. It's also searchable off of Megaroid City, but it only summons fusion monsters with Vehicroid in the name. So at first I thought maybe we could summon Barbaroid out of that, but no, he doesn't have that name, so no. Which, I mean, when would you actually summon that? I guess when you're going second and you have this and 5 other machines. But yeah, that's not terrible. Instant fusion, because Parapsychoid is level 5, and your new fusion needs a fusion monster itself as a material, a Roid fusion monster. So it's kind of a quick way to get that out. So I think that's definitely needed, but it's a hard draw, so that's a problem. Play Desires for consistency. You can banish things you don't want to banish sometimes, but you don't really have, the only Garnet you have is Mike, so that's really the only thing you really need to worry about. Or if you banish like all of like Mixeroid or something, but that's for every deck. I played 2 machine dupes, which ran in the old school builds, but this kind of seems kind of strange, I guess. Just because Mixeroid's 0 attack, and he opens up for XYZ plays. Same thing with Expressroid, he's level 400 attack. And even Speedroid Mako. Those are your only targets. Is it that good of a card? No. I mean, good of an idea? Not really, but I can't think of anything better. And sometimes you just go into your guy X and pass, you know, it's very slow. It's a very bad deck. Twin Twisters, because back row can hurt sometimes. Play one of them, Roid Call. It's a new counter trap. It's really good. It negates spell trap or monster effects. As long as you control a Roid fusion monster. It doesn't destroy, but it negates, and then it sends all the copies of that named card from the activating player's deck and extra deck to the graveyard. Pretty cool stuff. Like if they activate like a Twin Twisters, you negate that Twin Twisters, then they have to send all their copies to the graveyard. If they activate Trident and you negate Trident, it doesn't destroy that one, but it sends other Tridents to the graveyard. Kind of cool idea. It's you need the fusion, so you need to be already winning. But it is searchable as well because it is a Roid card. I was playing at 3. I don't think it's worth it because if you're only going to be playing it when you're winning, and if you're winning, that means you can't search it. So play it at 1. I mean, you can play it as many as you want, but I think the Solemn Brigade is better. So I'm playing 1 warning and 2 strikes. The side is just random cards, so ignore that. Extra deck. You get the new fusion, 0 attack, 5k defense. He's level 10. Earth Machine. Needs 1 Roid fusion monster and 1 Roid monster. You can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, special summon 1 Roid monster from your deck or extra deck with attack less than or equal to that monster. You can only activate. Let's see. You can like this name's effect once per turn, and then once per turn during the end phase, you can target 1 Roid monster in your main monster zone, other than this card, and bounce it to the hand. And if you do, this card takes that zone. 2 really cool effects. The thing is, if you summon him in your extra monster zone, his first effect can't even activate because you can't summon. I mean, you can summon out of the main deck, but I mean, you're gonna be summoning Mixeroid, honestly. So and he's just, you can't extend combos beyond that, and it isn't super great. But the other effect to move him to the main monster zone, I think, is a very great idea and mechanic, because the next turn you can summon another extra deck Roid out of the extra deck into that main extra monster zone, including himself. He can actually summon himself, and he has 0 attack, so you're probably going to be able to do that as long as your opponent has a monster. 5k defense is really good because I even forgot. No, I don't. I think I mentioned this, but with the Megaroid City, if you have him in attack position, he goes into damage calc. Battling, you can foolish a Roid monster, and then he becomes 5k attack, 0 defense until the end of the damage step. So that's why he's worded like that. Plus, I think with 0 attack, you can spam him out a lot easier too. So that's pretty dope. I play 1 Super Vehicle Roid Jumbo Drill just because it's a fusion. He just gets piercing. That's all he does. He's 3k piercer. Bad fusion idea. Three specific fusion monsters for a piercer. 3k piercer. That's just old Yu-Gi-Oh! Is really questionable. 2 Parasite Roids because you're playing 3 Insta Fusions. You can even make this if you really wanted to, like 2 Mixeroids with Vehicle Roid Connection Zone. But he's Insta Fusion target. You can attack directly. That's kind of cool. If you summon him, he's also Mixeroid Graveyard effect target. So you banish Mixeroid and 4 other Roids, and then fusion summon him. He gets destroyed during the end phase, but he can't attack. So he can attack directly by his own effect. So you can just poke for 16. And then fuse with him into mobile base. I'm playing Elemental Hero and Necroid Shaman because, unless I'm mistaken, he is a Roid fusion monster, so you could theoretically summon him with a mobile base. And what he does is, when he's summoned, you can pop a monster your opponent controls, and then special summon a monster out of your opponent's graveyard. And it looks like you can pick the battle position. So basically, you pop a high monster and then summon like a little monster out in attack position. 1900. I don't know if you'd actually ever do that. I just noticed that you could do that theoretically. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. 2 misses Radiant because I'm playing Earths, and you need those zones for summoning fusions. I'm playing 1 Stealth Union. Oh, okay, sorry. It cut out for a second. So I'm playing 1 Stealth Union. He's the OG boss monster. He's terrible. Don't actually play this guy. I just threw him in here for the lols, I guess. For the jokes. But yeah, he's bad. If you actually read his effect, he's terrible. He halves his own attack, and I don't know. He's just bad. XYZs, you play Gear Guy X because 2 machines, 2 level 4 machines, and then you can add a machine by detaching one. Kind of cool. Castell because we're really good at rank 4. Barboroid's also another fusion. You can make this guy, but it has to be with Mixeroid, and you have to banish Mixeroid and 11 other roids, and that is very unlikely. So don't play this guy actually either. He's just cool roid card. I guess if you're playing like Poly, you could play him, but yeah. And then I'm playing 1 Nova and 1 Infinity because Parasarcoid's a level 5, and then Mike's is a level 5. So if you have Instant Fusion and you have Guitarra in hand, you can make Nova and you get 2 normal summons. So that is really cool. But those are 3 cards each that you need to have in your hand, and you don't have an easy way of getting them. These are beyond like desires or something like that. So yeah, that is the most ideal situation, is ending with Infinity and then like no more summoning Mixeroid and then tributing it for Armoroid. So you have an Infinity, you have 2 2700 beat sticks, and one can negate things once per turn. I don't know. I really don't understand the point of this deck, this whole archetype. So that's why I'm really struggling, and I've been trying to build this over a couple days, and usually I wouldn't upload a video about this, but it's because I actually want to see if there's ideas that I'm overlooking. I haven't seen a lot of profiles, so hopefully this sparks some attention of some players that are better than I am and better at building than I am, and they can help me out here, because I would really like to play roids if possible. I think they're really cute, really cool, have a cool idea. Just execution is very underwhelming and inconsistent. So yeah, that is my idea for how to build roids. Let me know if you guys have come up with a better build, and what you guys even thought about Legend of Duelist, because I know a lot of people are getting that a lot of flack, and but I think a lot of the support is kind of interesting. I think we all like, at least here on the channel, like all the archetypes that are getting support. So maybe we'll do some more of that if you guys are interested. So yeah, any questions, comments, help if you want to help me, that'd be awesome. Some suggestions, yeah, anything like that, I'd appreciate in the comments. Like if you like this video, subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. We're going to be publishing videos a lot more frequently, fingers crossed. And thanks for staying in touch and tuning in to this episode, and I'll see you next time.